All right, listen, thank you for taking a few minutes. I love getting the chance to talk to you. It's I have to ask you first off, and I know it's sort of like, I've talked to a lot of movie stars who, they get defined by that one movie that kind of made, like Harry Potter or whatever. I have to ask first off, are you still a grateful person for the success of that song, or do you feel like, come on already, let's get some new material?
I feel extremely grateful to Fight Song. I mean, it's amazing. It bought my house, it took care of my children, it defined my life, and it also was like my battle cry. But at the same time, yeah, I feel like I have so much more to show and give the world, and I'm excited to be able to get back out on tour and have put out a new record and show that those other sides of me. But yeah, no, I don't think I'll ever not be grateful. It's incredible and a blessing.
Well, it is one of those songs where, man, it just clicks on all cylinders. And before we talk about your new music, because I'm kind of fascinated by what I've read, I do want to ask, that fight song is played everybody loves it. I've heard it everywhere. I'm wondering if you have a story like the most unexpected time or the unexpected use of fight song. Because I mean, I don't know, did a priest do it at church on Sunday? What's the weirdest time you've heard fight song used?
I honestly, Chris, I wish I had a good answer for you. It's been played like billions and billions of times. I have not none stand out. Like there's really meaningful ones that made me cry, and then there's like some wild ones, like a drag show in Japan or something, or like a soccer team in Austria that I remember during the pandemic. This wasn't a wild one, but this was crazy because I think it started in Manila or something, that these doctors and nurses, right at the start of the beginning of the pandemic, they were like doing this dance to it in the hospital, and then it went really viral, and all the doctors and nurses around the world were uniting and kind of coming together with doing, I mean, many other ways, but like by doing this TikTok to fight song. That felt really bizarre and really beautiful. And yeah,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's so cool. I love it.
it's so
You
cool.
know,
It feels so much bigger than me too. Like it's like, yeah, it's just so big.
did you know when you were recording it, you're like, oh, holy crap, this is gonna go big, or were you surprised by the success?
No, I was so surprised. But also, if I'm honest, there was a tiny part of me that had this seed that I'd planted of faith. Like I kind of knew when I was writing it, the power that it held because it was moving me like that.
Right.
And I would sit around and I would play it and I would feel this like it was mine first, it was just mine. I wrote it by myself in, over 2 years in New York City. And like, so I knew that it held a tremendous amount of power. I believed that it could reach millions of people. I never thought billions, but I did believe it, but at the same time, I was confronting reality, which was I had been doing it for 13 years. I was 32 years old. It was like, come on, lady, this isn't happening. Give up already. So it felt really impractical to keep believing in myself. And yet I did.
It's funny because you talk about belief, right? And whether it's manifesting or channeling from something higher. I read about your new album, really kind of, and I love this because many people don't feel comfortable diving into faith or diving into spirituality or diving into something, I guess I would call it
Driven thought.
higher
Yeah.
vibration, whatever is beyond us, more than us. Is that going to be a thread in your album, and why?
It was a thread in my album, a deep thread. And right, I am bold about talking about it because, and I never was that much before, but because of my experience of being carried through the darkest, deepest depression of my life by a power that was greater than me, and having to surrender and realize I can't do this of my own strength. I need God. I need that higher power, whatever you call it, whatever is comfortable for you, the God of your understanding. For me, God came through and lifted me out. And it was hard to ignore that thing that had always written through me, that I'd always cooperated with and worked with. Fight Song was clearly not written by my own hands and brain. That power felt, it was unmistakable how it was lifting me through in the depth of my pain. And so I shout it from the rooftops because that's what kind of helped me through the postpartum depression. And yeah, it's a seed throughout the album, but not just of faith, although also of like the hero's journey of how we collapse into pain and confront our demons and ultimately have to surrender to whatever we believe is greater than us. It's really the act of faith itself. It's not so much what you believe in, but
Right.
it's the power. I'm into neuroscience too, and I'm watching brain scans like light up. It's the act of belief. And so that happened to me and changed my life slowly. But here I am today, stronger than ever. I never thought I would be able to go on tour again, let alone get out of bed. I'm amazed at who I am today. And I'm so proud and I'm so excited to spread that message on tour and on the road and through my music.
I love, I could talk all day about, the idea of an artist being like, make me an instrument. Am I an instrument of a higher power? Where does the gift come from? Who bestows it? Because you got the gift, sister. You got the gift. Now, before I let you go, I do want to talk a little bit about Denver. We got it's a music. Now, people say Denver's a foodie town. It is, but it's a music town. Lot of really passionate music fans and some great spaces here. Have you played Denver before, and are you looking forward to it?
Little known fact, Denver was actually one of the first cities that ever played me on the radio. Yeah, before Fight Song with a little song called Thousand Ships that climbed the chart for a minute. Denver was actually I think my first station that played me. And so I came a lot. I did a lot of promo in Denver like 15 years ago. I love Denver very much. First of all, I am an avid skier and a hiker, and I love outdoors. And so I love it for that reason. But also, yeah, no, it's a music town. I know that because I experienced it when I came. I've done a lot of shows there, and I'm really excited to be back. My husband and I, kind of in our like doomsday scenario, we're like, where would we move if LA is just so LA-ish? Maybe like we think about Denver. So yeah, I'm excited to come there to a possible home of mine one day. And yeah.
If ever there's an Armageddon, we're your go-to spot. I'm glad to know that. Hey, listen, you're a
Paradise and like how they created like the cave and the mountain for everyone to go. I'm like, I think I'm going there.
Yeah, we got your back. You're a delight.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk to you at greater length. I'm going to let you go though, and we're going to air this before the show. Wow, listen, continued success. Thank you for the new album, and we'll see you in Denver. Gosh, here in a couple days.
Can't wait. It's going to be such a fun show. I hope I see you. Are you going to come?
Look. I'm an old man. I usually go to bed around 6 or 7. Could you do a matinee show?
Okay, send your kids. Bye.
We'll see you soon.